Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Ballinesian Podcast Sunday NFL Recap. As always, sponsored by Livasa Island Apparel. Check them out, www.livasaislandapparel.com. Let's get this episode rolling. I am Lance Falatongo.
Man, 1-0, baby. It's the Raiders back in it. Boys are back. Be careful. Be careful about to win out the rest of the season. You heard it here first.
Raider fans are happy with the result from today.
Oh, man, we happy regardless. But, yeah, we actually happy today get a win. You know, like if we was in the stands, somebody's still getting their ass whooped in the stands, I bet. So, you know, regardless
Violence.
of.
Violent fan base. Hey, in the first week without Josh McDaniels at the helm, interim coach Antonio Pierce, rookie quarterback Aiden O'Connell, Pro Bowl running back Josh Jacobs lead the way for the Raiders to get another win over the Giants. What was the final score here? 30-6? Damn, okay. Points.
That's what we do, man. Don't forget, 2 interceptions on defense. You know what I mean? Man, that's what we do.
Coming into this game, the Raiders hadn't scored more than 21 points all season. Probably a big reason why Josh McDaniels, supposed offensive mastermind, was relieved of his duties. And immediately out the gate, whoever's calling plays, maybe the players are just a lot more happy to be playing football again. But they set a season high in points scored under this new coach. What do you think was the reason for that? Do you think it's just a coincidence that you guys scored a season high without Josh McDaniels, or do you think that had something to do with it?
No, it definitely had something to do with it because everybody has their own system. But I don't know, Josh McDaniels. I'm not a professional football coach, but you know his system didn't work, and I'm pretty sure he had, you know, like we just said, his own system. He was trying to run his own plays, and they just weren't working. You know, maybe he was stubborn, or maybe he just really believed in his system, but he didn't want to change. He didn't look like he was changing anything to the current system. You know, play calling looked the same every game, and it wasn't going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And today, we saw Renfro run routes that he usually runs, caught 2 early passes. They were still trying to get to him. They had Jacoby Myers scored on a reverse. Was it a reverse?
Well, it was like I don't know if it was a trick play. He did a little bit of acting at the beginning of that.
Design play, of course. But you know, so things like that. They did it. I know a lot of people were expecting the ball to go to Davante a lot, but you know, they did what they did. They didn't force anything towards him. Later in the game, they got some shots towards him. You know, he got a couple of passes, but I know they were also not trying to make things too difficult for the rookie quarterback who took over for
Jimmy Garoppolo.
For poor
you remember
Jimmy
that
Garoppolo.
guy? You remember
I do.
That guy?
I mean, hey, I'm with Seth, man. I think he's a good quarterback. I don't think he's fully healthy.
Yeah, back injury.
Yeah, back injury. You know.
I mean, so do you think the players are super happy to have someone else as the coach, though?
I think so. I mean, those were all reports.
I see them smoking cigars post game in the locker room. It looks like a party. I almost said Al Davis. Mark Davis is down there hugging it up with Max Crosby. It looks like a pretty good move so far. I mean, obviously, you guys are undefeated since the move, so I don't know. I don't like to see the Raiders building up too much momentum, you know, because it might turn into like an actual sustained thing where you guys are like really good and then get really confident and then start playing with that silver and black swagger back type of attitude that I'm sure Antonio Pierce wants to kind of get going. It's working so far. So yeah, good. Congratulations on the win today. What is that? Where are the Raiders at now? Second in the AFC West?
Yes.
Well,
yes.
Yeah,
second ahead of your team. Not joke.
Yo, the second pick overall in the draft went off today. CJ
He did.
Stroud had almost
He did.
470 yards and 5 passing touchdowns. Granted, the Texans ran for a total of 53 yards on the ground, but this was a shootout versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield takes the Bucs into Houston, and the rookie quarterback CJ Stroud and the rookie head coach D'Amico Ryans end up winning this one. They lost their kicker in this game. This was really back and forth. A bunch of lead changes late, but yeah, the CJ Stroud looks to be the best, I think, rookie quarterback so far. He's definitely putting up quarterback stats. Like he's got all the passing yards, touchdowns. It doesn't look like he's like it's too much for him. Yeah, he just stepped in on day one and has been killing it. 147.8 passer rating for the kid out of Ohio State.
Hey, he did his thing at Ohio State too. There was a lot of teams too that during the draft, or the draft process at least, that were looking at Stroud to go first. So I mean, a lot of teams were trying to get the pick from the Panthers. Even the Panthers themselves were really high on CJ Stroud, but they felt like in the long run, Bryce Young would give them a better chance to win. So can't fault him for that. Bryce Young's a really great. I mean, I won't say that he's on CJ Stroud's on a better team because they're both kind of at the bottom of the barrel in the NFL right now. But I don't know. He just, like you said, he seems more comfortable in there. Just seems like nothing really bothering him right now. Yeah, he seems like he has a really good grasp of the offense that they're running. So that's great for him. I mean, tough for Bryce Young. I hate it. The only reason I hate seeing not hate, the only thing sad about seeing CJ Stroud I guess win out like that, is just so much better right now, is that people now are just probably overreacting to Bryce Young's start to his career in the NFL.
Oh, comparisons. Okay.
Yeah. So the success, that's the word I was looking for. Sorry. I'm just so dumbfounded right now. I'm happy with the win that we got today.
You've been smoking those cigars, bro?
Yeah, just a little, man. Hey, if the Raiders smoke, I smoke. I mean, I'm going to smoke regardless. But
the Texans pass catchers, the guys that caught these 470 yards from CJ Stroud, names to look out for: Dalton Schultz, tight end, who came from the Cowboys, 11 targets, 10 catches, 130 yards. I definitely dropped him way too early. I dropped him like a month ago, and since then he's been going off. Like you said, Nico Collins, 3 catches, 54 yards and a touchdown on just 5 targets. And then a couple other guys. Tank Dell, 11 targets, caught 6 of them for 114 yards and 2 touchdowns. And then also Noah Brown, who caught 6 of 6 targets for 153 yards and a score. Waiver wire ads, definitely, but remember, this was a really inflated stat game with all the passing back and forth, and obviously CJ Stroud's not going to throw for 470 yards, 5 touchdowns every game, so it's probably going to be Dalton Schultz and Tank Dell again. Nico Collins, I think Nico Collins is rostered. Do you think Nico Collins or Tank Dell is on more people's roster?
I think Nico Collins right now is a little bit more rostered than Tank, because everybody was expecting that Tank come out the gate and just be killing teams right now. Oh, sorry, excuse me. They expected him to come out and just be killing. He is a rookie, so I mean, there's a learning curve. Nico Collins has a year under his belt, so he's probably going to be more consistent with the numbers, which is what we're seeing right now. Nico Collins get out there, he gets a consistent amount of points, and then he has breakout games. But they're all young receivers, except, say for their tight end, Schultz, who's has spent a little bit more time in the league than they have. But with a young core like that, they're going to always be exciting, but they're going to also be inconsistent. Young quarterback, young receivers, learning curve. So, yeah. But it's good to see. Good to see him just carve up. I mean, like you said, it was back and forth, but yeah.
Baker Mayfield for the Buccaneers, 21 of 30, 265 yards, 2 touchdowns. Baker Mayfield has been pretty efficient and also avoiding turnovers this season. I know I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop and for him to turn back up to like blustering too many chances. Bad version of Josh Allen, like a bad short version of Josh Allen. Um, but I don't know, he's doing great. Shout out to Baker Mayfield. He's been proving me wrong
Yeah,
pretty
I
much
mean,
all freaking season and taking this Buccaneers team. I know they're, sub 500. They're 3-5 after this loss, but in the NFC South, where you have the Panthers, you have the Saints, who have been inconsistent. Taysom Hill went off. And then who's the other team? The Falcons, who
the
don't
Falcons.
like using
Oh
their top players. Um,
man, they
yeah,
dropped
that's
a close
uh,
one today.
it's good to see Baker Mayfield being dangerous and they're leading his team to
Definitely.
wins and possibly the playoffs. Yeah, let's
I
talk
think
about that. Or sorry, go ahead.
no, I was just saying. I think a lot of it too is how he was compared to Johnny Football when he came into the league, and I
I
know he
mix
doesn't
them
like
up all the time.
right. See,
Still,
yeah.
yeah,
I mean, this it's the style of play, but Baker's definitely a better quarterback. He's
true,
like an
true.
actual quarterback. He probably studies, and like you said, he's coming to the league this year.
He probably studies. He probably watches the tape. Kyle
You know what I
Shanahan
mean?
and Mike
Yeah,
McDaniel tell him to watch.
yeah. And not go out drinking and
Wow.
so. But yeah, all that combination of also him going into the season not wanting to be the same quarterback, and that was the one thing people were hoping he worked on, and he worked on it. Limiting his turnovers. And so far, like you said, so
Hmm.
far so good. So yeah, good for him.
Let's talk about their division rivals, the Falcons, who hosted the Jaron Hall-led Minnesota Vikings today in
Uh,
Atlanta.
his
Jaron
asterisk
Hall
towards that.
lasted one
No
goal
problem.
line rush.
Concussion. Poor kid, man. Like to be given the keys to a car and then having an accident before you can get on the freeway. That's tough.
Oh.
You know what I mean? That's tough. But I mean,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah. Good thing
you
they
got
had
you
a
got
good backup driver.
man, and you know the foresight of them to go and pick up Joshua Dobbs, knowing that Arizona, I mean, he was expendable.
Yeah.
I'm
Right
surprised
before the
Carolina.
trade
I mean,
line.
sorry. Yeah, I'm surprised Arizona gave him up, knowing that they'd have to play Clayton Tune at least one more game. That's crazy. Didn't work out for them. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but didn't
Yeah, I
work out for
think.
them today. Josh Dobbs really willed them to the victory tonight. That's that's my opinion. I think
Hmm,
Josh
hmm.
Dobbs, he had a couple good runs, like amazing runs. You know what I mean? And then through that last
Yeah.
touchdown to who did he throw it to? I forgot who he threw it to, but Atlanta in the lead. He
Powell,
came up
Brandon Powell.
big for them, marched them down the field, do that touchdown. There you go, Brandon Powell. And oh my gosh, Atlanta really thought they were gonna. I mean, granted, everybody probably thought they were gonna win, pull out the win, but hey, hats off to, again, Josh Dobbs, another guy who probably wasn't expected to play at all this season.
Oh,
Got a
right, right.
couple of wins or a win. He got a big win actually. Got a big win while he was in Arizona. Comes out here. Now he's got a big win against Atlanta, helping a team that is on the fringe of the playoffs. So good for him.
Joshua Dobbs led the Vikings in rushing today, 66 yards. Alexander Madison had 44 on 16 carries. Josh Dobbs had 66 on 7 carries. He also had a rushing touchdown. 20 of 30, 158 yards, 2 touchdowns. For the quarterback, traded Tuesday. So he's been with the team for less than a week. Didn't get any practice reps. Didn't throw the ball to any Vikings receivers this week. Jumps in there after Jaron Hall gets knocked out of the game with a concussion and ends up leading this team to a victory over Taylor Heineke, Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts, Matt
And then
Collins. Jeez.
even the greatest story, like I mean, to give credit to Kevin O'Connell, they were interviewing Josh Dobbs, and he's saying he's in the middle of the game as he puts Josh Dobbs in certain situations. he's drawing up these plays and trying to make them more manageable for Josh Dobbs. He literally is coming up with the game plan during the game.
And so telling him what to look for, what to, you're going to look for the curl route.
What to look for on the fly during the game. Because he hasn't had, like you said, that much time with the team at all. So, yeah, that's probably, if you want to hear a story about great coaching this week, that's it,
KOC, okay. Yeah, being able to coach a quarterback. Because the radio to the quarterback's helmet gets cut off at 15 seconds. So you have from 40 to 15. And in that 25 seconds, he would just be saying, hey, this is the play. These guys, tell them this.
Right.
And this guy's going to run this. You're going to run this. Look for the defense to do this. And Josh Dobbs was like, okay, got it. And then in 15 seconds, it would go quiet in his helmet. And then he would have to freaking execute the play on the field. And just even those runs, those scrambles that Dobbs was doing to pick up those first downs, and even that almost 20-yard touchdown run, Jesus. Yeah, shout out to Josh Dobbs. He got the game ball after.
Sure.
Got lifted on the shoulders of his teammates, and I'm sure will be probably quarterbacking this team until the end of the season at least.
And then even more difficult for him, Mark Sanchez was talking about the exact same thing during the Raiders game, where he was saying when he was playing, because he felt bad for the OC and the quarterback, you have to press the button to talk for the mic when you're talking to the quarterback. If you let go of the button too early, or you start speaking too early, if you start speaking too early before the light goes on, then you only get half of the message across to your quarterback.
Oh, wow. Oh,
it
cuts.
So,
okay.
Yeah. It starts like he said, there's like a 3 or 2 second delay. But if you start talking before that delay, then your quarterback only gets the second half of your message. So now he's got to be in there trying to decipher your whole message because you didn't get the whole message. So that's pretty difficult. That's great on Josh Dobbs. And also shows how intelligent a lot of these quarterbacks are. Not just quarterbacks, but the players in the NFL.
Well, Josh Dobbs has been around for like a couple years, right? So he does have that experience of playing in these games. Has definitely started for a bunch of teams. He is essentially that journeyman quarterback that we think about. Josh Dobbs is that guy, but he also gets to play. He also leads it. I guess Ryan Fitzpatrick was the last kind of quarterback that bounced around starting games for a bunch of different teams.
Right.
I don't think Josh Dobbs is that. Yeah, I don't think Josh Dobbs is to Fitz's level, but that's like the last guy I can remember going to a bunch of different teams. So yeah, shout out to Josh Dobbs and the Vikings for keeping the possibility of Justin Jefferson playing this season. Please, I need him back. I'm losing in that league again.
Man. Josh Dobbs also has a secret weapon also, because he's first cousins with Dobby from
Harry Potter. Josh Dobby's a free elf. Yeah,
Josh Dobby.
He's good, and he gets the keys to the Vikings quarterback position for the rest of the season while Kirk Cousins recovers from that Achilles. Another big.
They're still looking to sign Kirk Cousins to an extension. If everybody was thinking, if everybody's thinking Minnesota was about to do him wrong and just be like, well, there's our out. No, they're looking to get that extension done. So Kirk Cousins might still have a couple more years out in Minnesota.
What?
Yeah.
I would not resign Kirk Cousins. All right. Big NFC matchup in the NFC East. The Cowboys visited the Eagles in what probably should have been the Sunday night game. But maybe again, the NFC East has been on prime time way too much. We've seen like when the Cowboys were bad and still doing like a bunch of night games. But anyways, the Cowboys head to Philadelphia. Jalen Hurts and the Eagles are able to take this one 28-3. Jalen Hurts, 17 of 23, 270 yards, 2 touchdowns through the air. Also had 10 rushes for 36 yards and a touchdown on the ground. A.J. Brown's streak of 125 receiving yard games ended at 6. What is this?
Did he run his touchdown yet?
A.J. Brown?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got it. Dang, this is hella loud. Sorry, I got a commercial. You can hear that?
Yeah, dude.
Sorry. Yeah. Freaking capitalism is crazy. They will get their message to you no matter what.
Was it a run in for AJ's touchdown?
No, he had. It says it was a receiving touchdown,
Oh,
but
okay. All
seven
right.
catches for 66 yards and a touchdown. But he didn't. But I believe he had 6 straight games coming in of 125 receiving yards, which was
Yeah.
a big NFL record. Devontae Smith also had a touchdown. Dallas Goedert a little bit involved, but Dak Prescott on the other side for the Cowboys, 29 of 44, 374 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, being weird today. CD Lamb for the Cowboys, 16 targets, caught 11 catches, 191 yards. Bruh,
You know,
I
the
feel
whole
like
game
CD
was
Lamb was
exciting.
on the TV every freaking time I
Right.
looked up.
Right. It was exciting. The whole game was exciting. Really great game. Shout out to the Philly fans that we know who are close to us. Man, I know you guys are really happy. Shout out also to the
Mm-hmm.
Cowboys fans, mainly my guy Will. Tough loss, but you did beat me in fantasy, so there's that. But the end of the game was so wild. Uh, Dallas had a chance to come and probably win it. Actually, yeah, they could have won it. They had a fumble in the last second of the game, last couple minutes of the game. Philadelphia messed up, had to give the ball back, and gave Dallas another chance to score, but they couldn't score. So yeah, that last like 2 minutes of the game was super wild.
Uh, Jalen Hurts. I know we've talked about this before, but why are the Eagles the only one that consistently win that freaking quarterback sneak? Because I see teams now super pinching the line. They got like big guys right on top of the ball, shoulder to shoulder, waiting to wedge back at the Eagles. But the Eagles still get a big push. They got the ball at their own 1 yard line and did a tush push out of their own end zone. Micah Parsons was crowd surfing on top of that friggin' pile, and they got like 3 yards. I
Man, you know what?
I
Crowd
want to
surfing.
say it's freaking Jordan Mailata was like, "Hey, you guys ever heard of rugby? Let me show you how to
I'm pretty
freaking
sure.
scrum, and we can at least get 1 or 2 yards, get them to fall down or something like that."
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Man, the crowd surfing, like jumping over the pile, that's fine if you get a hold of the guy and you're falling backwards.
Mhm.
But if you're just on top of the pile and holding him, you don't have any leverage. Yeah, exactly. Now you're just holding onto him and going the other way. So that's tough. Yeah, like you said, they have a lot of tools. Probably, they got probably the best center in the game, Jason Kelsey, leading that push, and then the Jordan Mailata is gigantic. So, and if he did teach them that, which me and you, obviously that would be what we think because we're Polynesian, big rugby fans too. If he taught them that, oh man, that's a killer move.
I can't
Uh,
wait. I can't wait for that book to be written. And they were like, "Oh,
oh,
this is what actually happened." Jordan
right.
Mailata went up and was like, "Hey, we can actually, we're big guys. We can just win this scrum." And Jason Kelsey was like, "You know what? That makes sense. Let's freaking do it." And then got everybody on board, and they've been doing it for the last couple of years, going to the
Hey,
Super Bowl and everything.
I get it. Like everybody who's complaining that it should be banned, like because someone's pushing somebody and pushing somebody else and pushing. But I mean, that that's your whole job as a defense is to stop stuff like that. Uh, Maybe you learn to do a a tush push from the other side and push your D lineman forward so it collapses the line. You
Oh,
know?
a tush push
So
back.
right. I mean, crazy concept.
Yo, that's great. Maybe there'll be like a rule change where eventually, and this will probably be years away, where if that move becomes so just like easy to score, maybe they do lock up the offense and defense. Like if you want to do the tush push, you have to declare it before the play, and then you have to lock the offense and defense up, and then just push. It's a scrum. It's a freaking scrum. That's the direction we are heading in.
I
I don't
mean,
know. Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
we'll see how it goes.
Another game, this one in Germany, Frankfurt. The international series continues as the Dolphins and Chiefs head back for a Tyreek Bowl game in Germany. The Dolphins fall to 6-3. to the Chiefs, 21-14. The Chiefs were up 21-0. This game started at 6:30 a.m. Pacific time.
I woke up to like notifications. I was like, "Who the hell is playing right now?"
Yeah. Even with the time change of daylight savings time, freaking Nora, the baby, slept in like an hour or two later than I thought she would, and I woke up and this game was freaking halfway done. But yeah, the Chiefs were up 21-0 at halftime. Tua came back. Matt, so the statistical leaders in this game were all Dolphins. 193 yards and a touchdown for Tua, 85 yards and a touchdown for Raheem Mostert, and 62 yards on 8 catches for Tyreek Hill. Patrick Mahomes had 185 yards and 2 touchdowns. Isaiah Pacheco had 66 yards on 16 carries. And the leading receiver for the Chiefs was backup tight end Noah Gray, who had 3 catches on 3 targets for 34 yards.
Man, so you know how Chiefs, I know that? You know how I know that? Because freaking Kelsey did not show up for my fantasy team. I'm not that guy. I'm not.
4.4 points for Travis Kelsey today in PPR. That's how I knew.
Yeah, and that's crazy because the deciding score in that was a scooping score for Kansas City. And I wonder how the Cheetah feels tonight since it was off his hands that the ball came.
Wow.
That the scooping score came about. So that's tough. I know everybody was expecting a shootout. I was.
That they got Tyreek to fumble it, and then they were about to wrap him up, but then the defender pitched it back to another Chief, and they ran it for a score. I think one of the guys in another fantasy league was telling us that touchdown didn't count for his defense.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, whoa, that sucks. Weird. That needs to be changed. But, Jerick McKinnon caught a touchdown pass from Mahomes. Rashee Rice caught another touchdown. I feel like Rashee Rice might be that guy that the Chiefs are looking to use the most.
You think so? I don't watch enough of the Chiefs receivers to like
rookie.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the other thing, right? None of the other Chiefs receivers have really popped up, stood out. You know, Sky Moore, they got Mecole Hardman back, Marquez Valdes-Scantling. They're just so up and down. But Rashee Rice, I think, has scored or been a part of a big play in a bunch of games back to back. So definitely keeping an eye out on him. It's the first R. Rice since Ray.
And not a good one. Not a good one.
Not a good one. But Tua and the Dolphins fall to 6-3, and now there is a kind of narrative being built around those 3 losses by the Dolphins that all those losses came against good teams, right? The Bills, the Eagles, and the Chiefs. So now it's like
they can't beat a good team.
They can't beat good teams. And Teddy Bruschi was talking about this in the post game. It's not that they can't, it's just that they haven't. You know, they definitely have the tools and have shown that they can score with the best of them. And even their defense has shown big flashes. But definitely when looking at the schedule, looking at what's been put on paper so far this season, 24-14 loss against the Chiefs, 48-20 loss against the Bills, 31-17 loss against the Eagles are their 3 L's. So it looks like they falter versus great teams. They'll get another chance to play a great team next week as they travel to Las Vegas to play the resurgent Raiders.
Mark it down.
But as far as teams with a winning record, it's the Cowboys, Ravens, and Bills to close the season. Ugh. Wow, that's no thank you. All right, so they're gonna have to deal with that. Come on, Dolphins. Come on, Tua. Tua looked kind of bummed with his backward hat. He got his eye black is the 2 crosses.
Oh,
and then he's got like the 1 cross.
For the death of their team?
Oh, jeez. I was going to say Jesus. It was for Jesus.
Oh, him too.
Bro, I'm like in a time crunch right now to teach Nora as much about Christmas because we've been so heavy on Halloween. But like, I have to start from the beginning, and she's like Santa. And I'm like Jesus Christ. And she's like,
Hey man,
ooh,
you know what? 1 year
hey,
old. All she needs to know right now is Santa and presents for the time being. You're
I'm
good,
done.
bro. Don't worry.
Let's see, what else do we got? The Ravens. Oh man, the Ravens uh steamrolled the Seahawks. What happened?
Which is, it's funny though because Lamar had no touchdowns, no throwing, no running. He had, I think he barely, no, he didn't even have 200 yards passing. I think he had like 180 yards passing, and they still were able to beat the Seattle Seahawks by, what was the score, like 38-3, something like that.
37-3 in
Oh,
Baltimore. Geno Smith, a 13 of 28, 157 yards, no touchdowns, and a pick, took 4 sacks. Kenneth Walker, my guy, what happened?
man,
9 carries,
you're telling me.
16 yards. I had one team that had CJ Stroud at quarterback, so I got 41 points. And then everybody under him was like 2, 3, 6, 2, 2, 3. I was like, whoa, how did I lose? Kenneth Walker, 9 of 16. Jackson Smith and Jigba led the Seahawks in receiving, 6 catches on 7 targets for 63 yards. But yeah, Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, 21-26. They had 3 touchdowns on the ground, 2 by Gus Bus Edwards, who only got 5 carries. And then I don't know who Keaton Mitchell is, but 9 carries, 138 yards, and a touchdown for that guy.
Oh yeah, he was kicking ass today.
Who is this? Number 34 running back. Oh, rookie? East
Yeah,
Carolina. I,
exactly.
bruh.
Why we don't know? I mean, East Carolina actually used to be a really good football team in college.
I heard they were like the
Home of
best party school for years.
maybe the rivaling Daytona Beach
The
for sure.
purple pirate one, right? East Carolina?
Yeah. What was it? Quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Gabbert?
Uh, Gerard.
Oh, okay. David
Yeah,
Gerard?
yeah. It's a ways back. Yeah,
I remember.
a few
It's been,
seasons.
I haven't heard that name in a long
Right.
time.
Uh, yeah, he's a pirate. But yeah, kid came out of nowhere. Had like, what did I see? He had one good long run for a touchdown, and then
Okay.
you know,
Was that it? That he just had that long run?
I think that was the most of the yardage that he got.
You see,
Just I
long
mean,
of
9 carries.
60.
Yeah, see, so
And okay, so if he doesn't have that 60-yard touchdown run, he ends up with 8 for 70. Ends up with like 70 points, but
yeah,
instead, or 7 fantasy points, but instead he ends up with almost 20 because of that
yeah.
one big run.
I don't even think he's played like most of the season, so hard to
Gino,
make that call. If you didn't start him, don't be done in yourself. I don't think
yeah,
anybody.
yeah, nobody probably in like 16, 18, 20 team leagues, maybe someone started him in the flex, but that is crazy. Justice Hill. Okay, see, I thought Justice Hill must have been out because Sammy was debating putting him in earlier, but he had 13 carries for 40 yards. Bruh, get this guy out of there. Yeah, use that kid. Yeah, definitely use Keaton over him. But that's also a reason why running backs don't get paid because rookie running backs from East Carolina are out here putting up 140 yards on 9 touches. Like,
That's true. That
you
is
can
true.
find rookies that can give you good production.
Right. That's facts. I'm a running back guy. I'm always gonna fight for that running back, but that's part of the reason for sure. Those are facts. Running back by committee and finding a guy in the late round are two big reasons why running backs aren't as valued anymore.
Let's see. Another running back who got a super long touchdown today, who I took out of my starting lineup at 9:38 Pacific time today, was Ramondre Stevens. Had a 64-yard touchdown up the right sideline. Instead, I flipped in Zach Moss just for how much I was doubting the Patriots. Zach Moss gave me 2.6. Ramondre had 20. I almost lost just off of that move alone. But
Man,
the Patriots host the Commanders. Sam Howell and Washington win 20-17. Yeah, 325 yards, touchdown, and a pick for Sam Howell.
Patriots are definitely in the market for a quarterback. I don't care what you say. Where they draft in the draft this year is definitely gonna make up their mind on a quarterback. Because if they can draft early, or if they get an early pick, there's a number of quarterbacks that they can take who are probably better than Mac Jones at this point in their career. So if you're a Patriots fan, be prepared. You're gonna have a new quarterback next year.
Bro, you think Mac Jones is gone this year?
Oh, for sure. They gave him. He's been starting in the NFL for what, 3 seasons?
Yeah, man, that seems a long time. I think this is his third season.
That's 1 season too many.
Well, Trey Lance is on a whole different team. They were in the same draft, right?
True. Trey Lance
different
has
situation.
Never been given. Yeah, he's never gotten the opportunity. Like, they literally drafted Mac Jones and expected to put him in.
They put him in right away, right?
Yeah, they did actually.
So, and he still sucks. Oh no.
Yeah, still sucks.
Statistically, Mac Jones 24 completions. Guess how many passes he threw?
25.
44.
Oh shit.
24 out of 44, 220 yards, touchdown and a pick for Mac Jones. Ramondre Stevenson, 9 carries, 87 yards in that touchdown. However, without the 64-yard touchdown, Ramondre goes from 20 fantasy points on the day down to 2, something like that.
That would help me big because Will has him on his team, and that helped him beat me by like 15 points. So.
He also had 4 catches for 42 yards, which was third most. Demario Douglas led the Patriots in receiving. Juju Smith-Schuster, 6 catches on 7 targets for 51 yards. Even Hunter Henry had a touchdown. I needed that. But I feel like there is a little bit of a passing component missing with Kendrick Bourne being out for the season.
Gone? Yeah, definitely.
Also prayers up and to a speedy recovery for Bourne blessed. Portland's own wide receiver Kendrick Bourne.
Yep.
I know he's going to be working with all the guys down there at Grind Time Fit and getting that rehab and getting back up to speed for next year. Let's see, what other games do we have? So that was the Commanders 20-17. Also the Seahawks 3-37 versus the Ravens. Man, the Thursday night game. Where was that? The Titans and the Steelers. I thought Will Levis was going to win this game for the Titans, but the Steelers defense does what the Steelers defense does, and Pittsburgh wins this one 20-16 on the Thursday night game. Jaylen Warren, the top rusher in the game, 88 yards on 11 carries. Najee Harris, 16 carries for only 69 yards. Kenny Pickett, 19 of 30 with a touchdown. But what was it? TJ Watt had sacked, tackle for loss, quarterback hits, freaking interceptions, fumbles. Let's go. Pittsburgh defense might be like, especially for fantasy. I do not keep a defense. I don't keep a second defense. Drop them, switch them out, whatever. Over the season, it matches up. It might be like 1 or 2 points different, whatever, between like a standard replacement defense and the ones taken early. So, but the Steelers, I don't know. The Steelers be putting up points. They always get sacks. They're always pressing the ball. And also that stat where the Steelers are the only team with a winning record that has been outgained yardage-wise and outscored overall in the season, and they still have a winning record. So to have such a crappy offense and to be winning and now 5 of 3, the defense has just been outstanding and definitely doing work. Will Levis, 22 of 39 for the Titans and an interception, 262 yards, took 4 sacks. Derrick Henry got into the end zone, 75 yards on 17 carries. DeAndre Hopkins, who had the 3 touchdowns on like 4 catches last week, came back down to earth. 11 targets. He caught 4 of them for 60 yards. So they were still trying to feed it to him for sure, but
For sure, yeah.
definitely didn't make that connection this time. What do you think this says of Will Levis? Do you think that first thing was just a flash in the pan, or was this game against the Steelers a little bit more difficult and he'll be doing better?
Nah, just a little bit more difficult. I think he'll do better. His first 2 starts of the season of his career. So obviously his first start, he's gonna go in there, and people probably are expecting much, or they don't know what to expect. The defense, then he cooks them for 4 touchdowns. So now Pittsburgh a little bit more prepared. They have more time to be prepared for Will Levis. I will say this: Will Levis. I'm gonna read you out these numbers because they're important to you. Will Levis 9.68. Tajay Spears 6.2 or 20, and DeAndre Hopkins 10.5. Do you know why they're important to you, Lance?
Why? Are they all starting against me in fantasy?
Yes, because they helped me. They pushed me 89 points.
Oh my God!
To your 88.98 points. They pushed those numbers helped me push me over the edge. I mean, granted, I also had the Raiders defense today who put up 19 points, and Daniel Carlson who put up 14. But those three guys, yeah, love those guys. Thanks, guys.
Justin Fields has been. I need him to come back and to do good. I got 23 points out of my defense, and I still am losing this matchup by 0.6. But you still got Keenan Allen tomorrow. So unless Keenan Allen gets a rushing temp for a fumble and then decides to sit out, you're going to win this game. I've also got 2 points from Zay Flowers on a projected 12 and 0 points from Michael Thomas on a projected 12 points. That's fun. That's great.
Right. And you also have 12 points sitting on your bench. I'm not going to let that slide.
That's what I'm saying. I could have played Jack. No, I don't know. It's been weird. I need to win. I need to win a lot of these. I need to go to Disneyland. Yeah, so the Tennessee Titans. Damn, you played 3 Titans against me and won?
Yeah, man.
I'm sick. Even more sick. Okay. 3 minutes left in the Sunday night football game. It's a 1-score game. Buffalo looks like they're threatening.
Well, Diggs just scored.
Ooh! Buffalo's about to take a 1-point lead with 3 minutes. We'll get back to the Sunday night football game when it finishes. Let's see. Another game, we got the 27-0 beatdown in Cleveland versus the Cardinals. Clayton Tune, rookie quarterback. Not that guy. I mean, definitely going against a really, really crazy defense, right? Deshaun Watson also back at quarterback for the Browns. 19 of 30, 219 yards. Jerome Ford led the rushing for the Browns, 44 yards on 20 carries. Amari Cooper, 5 catches, 139 yards, and a touchdown. But Clayton Tune for the Cardinals, making that start. Josh Dobbs is gone. Kyler Murray's almost coming back. 58 total passing yards on the day, 2 interceptions, 11 of 20. He also led the Cardinals in rushing, 5 carries for 28 yards. It is another rookie quarterback to start a game this season. Actually, 2 rookie quarterbacks, Jaron Hall and now Clayton Tune, were the 8th and 9th rookie quarterbacks to start a game, which tied an NFL record for most games started by a rookie. Most different rookies starting a game.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Do you know who the other 7 were? The other 7 rookie quarterbacks to start a game this year before Jaron Hall and Clayton Tune.
I know the number 1 pick, Bryce Young. The 2nd overall pick, C.J. Stroud. The better quarterback of the 3, Aiden O'Connell.
Okay.
Hey.
Winning quarterback, Aiden O'Connell. Got it.
The highly touted but second round pick, Will Levis.
Right.
And the runner disguised as a quarterback in Titans body, Anthony Richardson.
That's 5.
Who's injured. Damn, how many more do I have to go?
2 more. You got the 4 draft picks. You got Aiden O'Connell.
Man, we just went through this too. That's so funny.
Yes, now I have to look it back up.
now I gotta go back to our chat where I got it wrong the first time.
So there's who's the other?
You go ahead.
Dorian Thompson Robinson.
Oh, did he start a game? Oh, and Tyler Bagnett or whatever how you say it. Yeah, Tyler Bagnett
for the Bears. The UCLA quarterback for Deshaun Watson, and then the Bears quarterback for Justin Fields. Yep. That's the 7. Yeah. So if another rookie quarterback makes a start this season for any team, it'll be a record-setting rookie start. This rookie, how many more starts do you think Clayton Tune has in him? Do you think Kyler Murray's getting rushed back tomorrow?
Well, he was actually supposed to be activated for this game, but they weren't going to start him either way. But they wanted to activate him this game. Also, I mean, why wouldn't you? You traded away your other good quarterback, or a better quarterback. Sorry, I don't know if Josh Dobbs would be considered good yet. I mean, but the more experienced quarterback you traded, yeah. So they were really talking about activating Murray off of the player unable to perform list today, and have him be like the, I guess, emergency quarterback. But I guess, after watching Clayton Tune play today, they're definitely going to go and reevaluate, if they already haven't, bringing back Kyler Murray tomorrow for practice.
Again, Clayton Tune had 11 completions out of 20 attempts for 58 yards and 2 interceptions. He was also sacked 7 times. The quarterback rating stat is out of 100. 50 being a basic regular quarterback, 100 being like in positive above 50, and then if you do less than a basic quarterback, you get scored less than 50. Can you guess what Clayton Tune's out of 100 QBR was today?
I'll be nice, man, because I obviously know right now when you're saying that it was under 50. So I'm gonna say 34.
Right. It was 1.6.
Okay. Okay.
It probably explains why. 2 Deshaun Watson touchdowns. They also had a rushing touchdown from Kareem Hunt, and then a couple of field goals chipped in. They take this one 27-0. The Cardinals drop down to 1-8. The Cleveland Browns, keeping pace with the Ravens, they are now 5-3 in the AFC North. Moving on. Chicago, New Orleans, Bears travel to face the Saints. There was a little piece during the game about the Sewell brothers.
Oh wow, I didn't see that.
I forget who was on the Saints, but they had a family picture, and then they showed them on the sidelines. That's cool to see.
It's Gabe Jr. plays on the Saints.
Nice. And these, the Bears dropped to 2-7. The Saints rode freaking Taysom Hill to he caught a touchdown, threw a touchdown. The Saints defense did crazy. Okay. No, he didn't run it for a touchdown, but he did lead the team in rushing yards. 11 carries for 52 yards from the tight end. I'm like, what the hell? This guy.
That says a lot because you have Kamara in the backfield. So, yeah.
Yeah. So Tyler Baggett of the Bears, 18 of 30, 220 yards, 2 touchdowns, but 3 interceptions. Dante Fordman, 83 yards. Darryl Mooney, 5 catches for 82 yards. Cole Kmet out here catching 2 touchdown passes. I think he was like 2 catches for 2 touchdown passes, his first 2 catches.
Nice.
But Derek Carr and Taysom Hill able to pull this one out for the Saints. Any feelings about this one? Do you think the Saints are going to be able to pull away in the NFC South, or maybe the Bears might take the rest of the way for keep Justin Smith out, but get Caleb Williams or something?
No, I like the Saints. They got a lot of pieces around them. Like if you saw them early, you were kind of excited if you were a Saints fan because it really looked like they got Derek Carr, so they were looking for a quarterback. Even though he splits time with the tight end, who also plays quarterback. Yeah, it felt like they got the necessary pieces to get them past whatever they were last year. So their defense also is when they want to play defense, they're really, really good. So I think they're the better team right now.
I think I just freaking lost in another league too by 0.6. Sorry, no, by 0.06.
That's tough.
100.08 to 100.14. Fuck, come on, man. Like, oh no. Oh no. Okay, breathe.
Viewers, if you're watching this is just like watching Caleb Williams yesterday break down with his mom. You can see my guy's going through it.
Oh, bro, you should have saw me when I realized that you took the lead. Oh, I thought that was in the bag. And I came back to my laptop to do like some work stuff, and I looked up and I was like, why is that the green bar all the way on Forrest's side? Swing some of that green bar my way. What do you mean I'm losing? He's got another guy tomorrow. And then Sammy and Nora were just like, why is Dad yelling at the computer? And I was like, it's not for you guys. I'm sorry.
Are we safe?
I'm trying. Exactly. I'm trying to control my outbursts and stuff, but I can't. Oh man. Good stuff. Fantasy football. It's nice when you win.
Fantasy football, not for the weak.
Oh yeah. The Cincinnati Bengals look to be taking this win. I needed Joe Mixon to give me one more yard. The Cincinnati Bengals are going to take this win 24-18. The Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen not able to pull this one out. Shout out to Rick McAlfresh, the biggest Bills fan we know, Bills Mafia. I texted him like right after the first drive, hey, Josh Allen looks like he's feeling it. I probably jinxed him. My bad. 26-38.
You have a penchant for doing that for people and their teams.
I don't mean I am so excited for my friends to because when it's going good for me, I know how it feels like. So if the Raiders are doing good, I don't like the Raiders, right? But I know all the Raider fans are like so down for that team. I know all the Bills, all these fans are so invested emotionally, financially, even sometimes in their teams for so long. So I know that's a good feeling. I like to hype up my friends when their teams are doing good. But yeah, sometimes then the teams stop doing good because they balance out mid-game, and then it's like, Lance, you jerk. I'm like, I'm sorry, I just wanted to share some of your success. I don't get it often. Josh Allen, also the leading rusher for the Bills, 44 yards and a touchdown. Stephon Diggs, 7 targets, 6 catches, 86 yards and a touchdown. Dalton Kincaid, I also dropped him. He wasn't doing enough at tight end for me. 11 targets, 10 catches, 81 yards.
You can go back if you want to watch the episodes before the season. I told everybody to draft Dalton Kincaid.
Ooh.
I'm just always gonna say that.
Right. You said it's gonna take a while, but by the second half of the season, my God, yeah. And now he's getting 10 catches, 81 yards. Now it's a rookie tight end. Not only that he's getting the ball thrown to him, they're looking for him.
If you saw him at Utah, you already knew. I mean, you want your tight ends to also be blocking. He's an okay blocker, but what he does really good is catch the ball.
Yeah, get open and
score
space.
Touchdowns when he was at Utah. Yeah, so I'm not psychic. I just watched a lot of Utah football last
season. I just saw it happen. So freaking Sunday night football game is over. The Bengals move up to 5-3. The Bills move down to 5-4. They could have used this game to get in front of the Dolphins, I think.
I mean, yeah, definitely. Also, the Bengals now can use this game to tell everybody, "Ha ha, I told you so." But
yeah,
I mean, just goes to show, like how we were talking about, and I hate to say it because people are because he's a Raider. No, it's not because he's a Raider, but like Garoppolo, he's not fully healthy. He can't do the things that he wants to do. Joe Burrow was not healthy in the beginning of the season. Couldn't run, couldn't move, laterally, make extend plays, get extra yards for first downs, to extend the series. And now that he can do that, the offense is almost night and day. You know, when he gets chased out of the pocket now, you don't expect him to just fall down and protect himself or take the sack or throw the ball away. He can get out there and get yards now. So yeah, injuries, like lingering injuries that you can play with, they really do make a big or yeah, they're important. That's what I'm trying to say. They're important to people whether you're injured or not. Like these lingering injuries. So yeah, night and day really. If you see their offense.
Oh man, let's see. I think we only have a few more here before we get to the Sunday night or to the Monday night football preview, which is going to be Chargers at Jets. So we got Colts Panthers and Rams Packers. Colts Panthers.
It was I seen Bryce Young get tossed around a couple times in that game.
Bro, Bryce Young be scaring me. Like he's not expected to grow anymore, right?
No, not at all.
But he's gonna be a good quarterback,
He
even
will.
though he's small.
He will. Yeah, he will.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he'll get there. The Panthers were hoping to pick up their second win of the season. They dropped to 1-7 as the visiting Colts, moved up to 4-5, 27-13. Bryce Young, 173 yards, a touchdown, but 3 interceptions, 2 of them to Kenny Moore for touchdowns, which were big. Michael Pittman, leading receiver for the game, 8 catches, 64 yards. Also, Chuba Hubbard for the Panthers had a game-high 58 yards on the ground. 20-point second quarter for the Colts. Went into halftime 20-3, so they were pretty much they just kind of bullied the young guys.
The Colts had Jim Irsay doing dances in the locker room after the game, so
Jim Irsay.
I don't like that guy.
Jim Irsay, the owner, got it.
Yeah.
I was like, who is that? Is that a freaking? All right, yeah. You said it before. Bryce Young, he's going to be okay, and definitely the comparisons to the second pick.
Yeah.
It do kind of make it look like, they made the wrong choice. But long term, you're saying Bryce Young is going to be worth it. CJ Stroud is just for some reason popping off right now. But the Panthers, future is bright. Defense solid. Defense only gave up 13 points, but those 2 pick sixes made a difference.
They play, man. They also, word is that everybody on the team loves Frank Reich as a coach. I don't know why I'm stuck right now, but yeah, word is that the whole team loves Frank Reich as their coach, but that's not, wins is what keeps you in the job, despite whether your players love you or not. So hopefully he can stay in there, and this is his first full season coaching as the Panthers. So
maybe, I like him as a head coach and definitely as a quarterback friendly head coach. Like his offense won a Super Bowl with the Eagles with Nick Foles. Like that's he doesn't need much to be able to make something create something good with it. So giving him that potential of Bryce Young, it just needs to be actualized and executed. But yeah, it makes sense that that's going to take time. We can't really judge any of these draft picks until at least the common rule is supposed to be 3 years, right? Some teams do move on before that, maybe trade them out or cut them or something. But I feel like these guys are still growing, still learning, still have to get acclimated to the speed of the professional level, and yeah, still kind of grow into that. So, still time for Bryce Young and the upstart Panthers. See the last game of the week before we get to the Monday Night Football game was Rams visiting the Green Bay Packers in Lambeau. Wow. Brett Rippon started this game with Matt Stafford out due to injury and did not do good. Jordan Love lit him up, 228 yards and a touchdown. Aaron Jones, 20 carries, 73 yards and a touchdown. Luke Musgrave, 3 catches, 51 yards and a touchdown. And the Packers win this one at home 20-3 versus the LA Rams. If you were listening for Puka's stats, I don't know what happened. I'm assuming a bunch of these passes were really out of reach or something, but Puka Nacua, 7 targets, 3 catches, 32 yards.
Yeah.
That's it. Because Brett Rippon only had 130 yards total.
Brett Rippon
Football sucks to watch when your quarterback is bad and can't complete passes and can't keep your offense moving.
Yes, they look so bad today.
That was horrible. Jordan Love, 20 of 26, 228 yards in that touchdown. Let's see. Christian Watson. Aaron Jones got a bunch of passing work too. 4 catches on 6 targets, 26 yards. Brett Rippon lost a fumble. Jeez Louise. Yeah, the Rams moved down to 3-6. The Packers move up to 3-5. So I guess they're kind of balanced. Anyway, moving on. Enough of that. We'll let you know when Puka goes off again. I'm sure it's going to happen once he gets a quarterback back. But to the moment you've all been waiting for. Monday Night Football predictions. The Chargers travel to the New York Jets, who live in New Jersey, to face off on ESPN at 5:15 Pacific time on Monday.
That's early.
Let's see the
5:15.
Yeah, it's I think it's always 5:15. 5:20, I don't know, stuff like that. But yeah, so this one 5:15 on ABC, ESPN. Yeah, tickets as low as $52. MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey. The Jets obviously have that defense. Zach Wilson has been coming into his own as the starting quarterback. They've been leaning on him. I'm actually surprised they didn't bring in another quarterback, especially with how rough he was doing to start the season when Aaron Rodgers went down. But yeah, they might have been cap strapped or something like that.
Well, I think it had more to do with Aaron Rodgers already being on the roster. And we'll suffer what we suffer through now because we get him back. But also, as the reports are, he's already taking snaps,
That's crazy.
So maybe they were like, well, don't worry, the NFL won't mind if we give him steroids because it's Aaron Rodgers and he'll be back before the end of the season. So yeah, I think it had more to do with a lot of the stuff that Aaron Rodgers is allowed to happen on the team now. I think he has a lot more power than a lot of people think because they did also go after Devontae for him. I know that was exactly what he wanted.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, he probably told him, look, let the kid go. Let the kid do what he does. We'll see what happens, but we don't really need another quarterback right now. I'm on the roster. I'll come back next season. We win a Super Bowl.
I mean, but I feel like since he was put on injured reserve, that opens up another roster spot to just put in at least a veteran quarterback that can kind of push Zach Wilson. Maybe compete, maybe take over his job. So maybe that fear or pushes Zach Wilson to perform better. And if Zach Wilson falters under the lights because of that pressure, then another quarterback can step in and at least give you what Zach Wilson was giving you. But the way they've done it is they've gone with Zach Wilson, fully backed him. And even if they might have been working the phones behind the scenes, this team from the day Aaron Rodgers went down has been, according to Robert Saleh, their head coach, Zach Wilson's team. So I think that is also paying dividends now. That's kind of like the, plant the seed now, and in 6 weeks we'll start to get an emerging confident quarterback that knows he can win games.
Right.
And we'll also have more time to get Nathaniel Hackett, their new offensive coordinator, to game plan those specific strategies for Zach Wilson. And I don't know. It might be tough versus the Chargers defense to contain somebody that can run. Because Zach Wilson might be able to bomb it like a pretty deep ball during his pro day 5 years ago, whatever that was. But he can definitely take off. And the Chargers definitely do not pay attention to that shit sometimes. They're covering downfield, they're turning their back to the line, and then the running back catches a little pass and goes off, or the quarterback breaks free, goes out. So I'm a little worried about that, but I know that their offense isn't as good with Zach Wilson as quarterback, so I am confident that Derwin James, Joey Bosa, Tuli Pelotu, Khalil Mack, Eric Kendricks, Kenneth Murray actually might be out. But I do think the Chargers defense should be able to contain the Jets. And then it's just going to be the Chargers offense going against one of the best defensive units in the league, Quinnen Williams, freaking Sauce Gardner up top, and
Quincy Williams. I didn't even know they were brothers.
Quincy, Quincy, yep.
Totally
Linebacker,
yeah.
I was like, did they want Quentin so bad that they told him they signed his brother? Or whether like his brother was just like, no, that just fell into their lap like that. And that's crazy that they're on the same team. Like that hasn't happened in such a long time. I think Derek Watt played for the Steelers for a little bit with TJ Watt.
As a fullback,
yeah,
as a fullback. Yeah.
He started with the Chargers though, so I was like, I was surprised we let him go. And then I was like, oh, people don't use fullbacks anymore. Got it. Just put a tight end or a D tackle back there. Do you have any notes for Chargers versus Jets? Do you think anything weird could happen tomorrow, or what do you think's going to go?
No, this is the Chargers, so they're just going to fall into form and let the Jets win in like the last seconds of the game.
Just play down to the competition.
No, I like anytime you have. Why am I blanking out tonight? It's so funny. What's your quarterback's name again?
Justin Herbati.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
You know what? It's the win. I don't care about anything else. No. Yeah. Anytime you have Justin Herbert behind your center, I think it gives you the better chance to win. Doesn't matter who you're playing. I like the kid, man. He's a good quarterback. So your defense might be a little suspect, but so is the Jets offense, so that kind of cancels it out. You know what I mean? So it'll be a battle, I think, at least.
Yeah, I think it's going to be subpar units in the Chargers defense and the Jets offense versus good units in the Chargers offense and the Jets defense. So iron versus iron, copper versus copper, something like that.
Yeah.
On the other side. That is Week 9 Sunday NFL recap. Ballinesian podcast, Forrest and Lance here with you. Thank you for listening. Stats, scores, analysis from every game this week in the NFL. We love football. We love to bring it to you. We love to research and give these takes. Definitely listen to us every Sunday night. You might be hearing this Monday morning too as we get it out to you. But all the stats and stuff that you need to know from Week 9 in the NFL, the week that just passed. Any shout outs before we go?
Yeah, man.
Antonio
shout out
Pierce.
To my guy, man. Oh man, nah. We'll see. That's one game. I'm confident in him because I like the way he coaches. No nonsense, but I'll give him one more game. Shout out to a Raider though, Matthew Langpoina. Love that guy as a Raider fan, man. Nothing ever breaks him. Jacoby Myers scored his first touchdown and he posted the story. He's like, here we go, baby. He's like, don't say I didn't tell you, here we go. Undefeated from here now on, So love Matt. If you ever see his post, funny as hell too. My bro Matt. Also too, a guy who super great guitarist, man. Bassist too. Named Eddie Xiaomao, goes by Scissor Hands on Instagram. It was his birthday. I gave him a shout out for his birthday. Hit him up, told him happy birthday. And my guy, instead of saying just thank you, he said, "Hey man, thank you." that I look forward to listening to the podcast. I listen to it every Sunday, and keep doing your thing. I can't wait to hear the next podcast on Sunday. So shout out to you, Eddie, man. That made me feel
Hey.
great. That's dope. And to Matt, because Matt is the Raider you want to be.
Never down.
Never down. That's my guy, man. So Matt, Eddie, if you guys listen, shout out to you both, man.
Shout out to Jesus Christ. Really
Christ.
working on pushing the Christmas music and message for the baby so she can participate this year. But like you said, really all she needs to know is, hey, you getting presents. You getting presents and hanging out with family this year, girl.
You know, if you want to show her like stuff about like the nativity, stuff like that, they do have like cartoons that she can watch that she'll interact with at least. And then like later when she's ready to learn like details about it, at least she'll have the idea from when you guys show her the videos or the cartoons.
That's how I watched a bunch of those like Christian cartoons growing up, or like different stories. There was like Christian cartoon movies sometimes, and they would like do different stories from the Bible, different parables, whatever. My mom was like, Christmas is coming up. Can you please make sure to tell Nora about Jesus?
I knew it was your mom.
You thought that was me?
I knew it was your mom. No, that's dope though. I mean, I understand your mom. You know what I mean? It's always a good a basis for kids to learn about Christmas, because I mean, whatever you believe in, you teach them that it's not just about material things. That's the point, you know. So, but we definitely believe in God and Jesus. So yeah, Nora's gonna get that stuff taught to her anyway. But you know, just give her like a basis of it. Like I said, sure, those things, the music, of course, you know, because kids also react to music. So learn that stuff, but don't forget to show her the claymation stuff that we used to watch, like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Remember those?
Yeah.
So they had the Rudolph one. They had see, you know, man. They had that one. They had the I almost said the ball. Oh, it was the snowman.
Frosty. Yep. Dang, yeah.
One. They had one with one of the elves, which was kind of creepy.
The claymation elves for sure.
Yeah. But also, man, don't forget, there's also a Charlie Brown one.
Charlie Brown Christmas special.
But the Charlie Brown and the Great Pumpkin is the best Charlie Brown special ever.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's we'll get to Thanksgiving and see how it goes. Thank you everyone for listening. Appreciate you guys for staying with us through every single game, football game this week. Make sure to check us out every week for all the games, all the scores, news, analysis you need. We also drop an episode during the week, Wednesday night, Thursday morning, where we talk about basketball or any other sports updates that we have.
Right.
Also,
this Wednesday, I'm gonna give you a topic right now, Lance, before we go. These kids now these days, man. Not just kidding. I want to talk about George. Like George Pickens. All right, he's disgruntled. You know, and like I know it's the age of social media, but like I don't get it, man. These guys go on their social media and start taking off like deleting things like their team or deleting friends. Like it's like a passive aggressive way of telling people I don't like you anymore.
Yep.
Like, bro, just tell your coach you don't like it. And I mean, he's been vocal about it, but I think it's very funny that they do that now. Like, anytime we hear one of these guys disgruntled, you start seeing posts from their social media to disappear, and they start unfriending teammates. Like, really? You gonna unfriend your teammate? One, you're still playing there. Two, that's your homie regardless, dummy.
So that's my coworker.
He's like, man.
He's like, bro, I don't fuck with the defense. It's like they do their job, I do my job. We never. That's a new age, bro. You know, we'll definitely talk about George Pickens this weekend. Also, shout out to Levasa Island Apparel. Get your chunky Chihu Van Camp flips. www.livasaislandapparel.com. Yeah, that is episode 83. Thank you guys for listening. We do this all the time. Oh, also check out
this.
We do this, man. Shout out to Cephalin and Marcus over at the Politicking Podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Check out the Politicking Network. Bunch of different shows on their YouTube channel. Definitely going to be pushing out those audio podcasts too. But check out the Politicking Podcast. Sign up for the Patreon. Check out Way Back Wednesday, a nostalgic podcast where we talked about everything from video games to Pokemon. We just dropped Xbox versus PlayStation. Team Xbox. Wakanda Forever. Also, the Pacifica Movie Starter Kit podcast. Oh my God, Siona's Wedding is out right now. We reviewed every single scene, introduced you to all the characters who played them. Duck Rockers for life. You just needed someone to carry your ghetto blaster at first, but after that, one of the boys. Me and Marcus dived into that movie. Check it out. Definitely got more content, entertainment, information coming up. Yeah, but we're out here doing stuff, bro.
For sure. And if you guys are wondering why I'm in this lighting, no, I'm not trying to be like mysterious. I'm in my car because there's a lot of people in the house that I'm at right now.
Oh,
so I can't record on it.
Appreciate you for stepping out to do this podcast. Thanks, bro.
Oh, yeah, of course. This is what we do.
That's what we do. Right. Talking about football. Thank you,
everybody. Baby.
Thank you, everybody, for listening. Shout out to the undefeated Raiders who have not lost a game since they fired their coach.
Thank you for acknowledging Raider man. Good job.
For Forrest, I am Lance Palatongo. This has been the Ballinesian Podcast, sponsored by Livasa Island Apparel. As always, stay hydrated, stay blessed, stay ballin', love and light. Peace.
Woo.